Alright, thanks for checking out this video. This is a quick review of the DACH+HOLZ show in Stuttgart, Germany in January and February of 2012. The show is, DACH+HOLZ roughly translates to roof and timber, so the show is about European roofing products and wood products for timber frame, connections, etc. The show size is about 750,000 square feet. This is hall 5 of 5 halls total. The attendance is approximately 70,000, and they run their compared to a U.S. show, they definitely run things very differently. All of the major booths, the large booths, are basically beer gardens with food and plenty of beverages for everyone. And so the show is not only about getting together to discuss technology, but also have a good time. So the steep roof market in Germany is dramatically different from the U.S. market. The U.S. market is dominated by the asphalt shingle. In Germany, it is clay tile. So they have many, many accessories for the clay tiles. Steep slope and vertical slate applications are another interesting one shown at this show. One of my favorite products I viewed at the show were synthetic underlayments, which were also drainage planes for use under metal roofing, standing seam, shingle, etc. There are several manufacturers showing off this product. The next part, similar product under copper standing seam, more typical synthetic product on the left, and then appears to be a synthetic with drainage plane as well. Some of the largest booths at the show were skylight manufacturers, and there was a great deal of interest by the attendants in all these skylights. This is a very large one that is a sliding door style. In the U.S., the German market is known for their use of solar power. I was actually surprised at the lack of booths. There were a handful of amorphous silicone and crystalline silicone panel manufacturers, but not as much presence as I expected. Low slope roofing in Germany. A lot of similarities to the U.S. market and a lot of differences. We have a lot of the same manufacturers. These are just a couple of the ones you'd recognize from the U.S. market here at the DACH+HOLZ show. Of the many differences I noticed at the show, one of them was the use of very thick insulation boards, single layer. In the US we typically use inch to 2-inch boards in multiple layers to avoid lining up joints. Here you can see the shiplap joint that they use in their large boards. This board appeared to be about a 4-inch thick EPS board. It's an extruded board. Mineral wool, and back to the black EPS with 2 layers of mod bit base, low rise, and then a fleece backed TPO on top. In contrast, the US market, where polyisosanurate is the dominant insulation. In Europe, and specifically Germany, it appears mineral wool and expanded polystyrene rule the roost. Mineral wool manufacturer Rockwool had an interesting demonstration at their booth with an open flame on the back side of the board here. It looks like about a 4-inch board, and on the other side, place to put your hand comfortably. Seen here is one of the EPS manufacturer's booths. Note the white and black EPS in the center of the photo. The black EPS, I'm told, is a technology where they coat the EPS pellets with graphite before molding them, which increases the R value of the finished product. This is one of the displays that an insulation vendor had out. It shows the equivalent R values for an isosanurate, the black EPS I described earlier, and then a standard expanded polystyrene. These all equivalent to about an R24, just as they're shown. The black EPS demonstrates an approximate 20% increase in R value per inch, so the equivalent R value is less foam. Here's another look at one of my favorite products I saw at the show. It's from the IcoPal group. It's basically the black EPS I just described, but it comes as with a pre-applied base sheet, modified bitumen base sheet from the factory. It comes in a fan fold. You see them apply it here on a hot bitumen system. There's a Ziploc system. The fan fold is approximately 3 square meters. It appears that will speed up production on the rooftop in this manner. Side lap on each sheet. The difference in the European show was the presence of accessory manufacturers. Lots and lots of booths of everything from torches to hammers and metalworking tools, soldering irons, laid out in German precision that we just don't see in the U.S. Another picture of one of the booths laying out pretty much, I think, everything they sell. Other names we know in the U.S. Hot air welding from Leicester. Interesting products, bird prevention spikes. I wouldn't even want to get near those myself, let alone a bird. Some products we're used to seeing in the U.S. Low-rise foam adhesives and application demonstrations. This booth had some interesting products we may wind up needing in the U.S. This company manufactures drain products. These are some unique ones that I haven't seen in the field. This next one's might be of great need to us as the energy code pushes us to thicker and thicker insulations. We're going to need drain bodies that can, yes, we're going to need drains that can bridge that amount of insulation. Another interesting product for ballasted and green roofing. One of the halls of the exposition center was pretty much dedicated to metalworking and metal roofing. This is a large metal brake that they had on display. Variobend, I believe, is the company's name. This particular piece of equipment, the gentleman told me sells for approximately 160,000 euros. All touchscreen operated and programmed. Very impressive piece of equipment. And there were several other manufacturers with brakes this size and this complexity. These are some of the green roofing booths I saw. As with the solar booths, I was surprised to see not as many as one would expect from Europe in terms of the green roof market. But they were there. They were there. Alongside the green roofing booths, another technology that was showcased was vector mapping equipment. This company manufactures and sells vector mapping kits. Found that relatively interesting. For checking out my little montage from my trip to Stuttgart, and we'll see you guys at the International Roofing Expo in Orlando, Florida.